Hello folks, I'm back again. I've just finished work and it's not raining for a change, so I'm going to do some tidying up of the wildlife area again and just make things look a little bit more tidy, I suppose. So I'll crack on. See you in a bit. So this is the bit that I'll be tidying up first. I've got my shears here. Just going to shear the grass down there and make things a little bit more tidy. But just before I do, look at this here. Now that's just as bad as mine, and yet I'm quite sure these haven't got a letter, because the couple that have this garden only come, well, in 4 years of being here about 20 times. They come every time they get a letter, I suppose, and they'll come and tidy it up and then they'll not come back. So how come they can get away with it and I can't? Anyway, I'm not here to moan, I'm here to do some work. So I'll crack on with this. See you in a bit. Right, well that's a little bit tidier there, don't you think? I'm going to rake back, obviously, what I've just cut down, and I forgot about these. Actually, could have done with these down the bottom of the path. Now the only reason these have been standing here for so long is because, if you can see there's a cherry tree growing. Now I did last year, I tried to grow it straight up so it would thicken out and it would eventually be like a fence post, but someone come along and snipped it off, didn't they? So this has created all this new growth, so I'm going to just have to get rid of it somehow. If you can see there, man, it's grew in through one of the holes, so it's going to be a bit awkward to get out. I'll give it a shot tonight. If not, I'll have to just bring my saw over and saw it off from the bottom. And another thing as well, this clematis unfortunately just died off, so I'll get rid of this as well, tidy up the place a bit, make it look a little bit more respectable. Now I know this fence is a right mess, but it's been up for years. I bet you these bits of wood here are over 100 years old, put it that way. So I just try and keep it propped up at either side. I mean, it's not going to fall over because this scaffold pole is sunk right into the ground and it's solid there. It's not going to fall on anybody, so I'll give the fence a little bit of a tidy up as well while I'm here. Something to do, isn't it? Crack on. Well, that's that done. Well, it's the best I can do anyway. It's all flat, no weeds, no grass, no tree, unfortunately. And I've even strengthened the fence up a bit, put a few of them in, keep the wire up, and put a couple of stakes in there. Should be alright. What do you think, folks? I'll just spin you around as if I was an inspector. What do you think of that? Is that tidy enough? I hope so. Anyway, that's not all I was doing. I took these bits of plastic, if the soil's really muddy and stuff, I don't know what to call them, but to put them down. Like I say, I should really put them down in the path, down the bottom where it gets flooded all the time. But that's not my job. I've just done a little bit of tidying up around here as well. Not that you can tell, but hopefully the council can. I'll be back on Sunday to do a lot more than this, but It's mainly these cleavers just taking over, and it's not really my fault. I cannot control the weather. I come one day and the weeds were like 6 foot high. I was like, what the hell? They weren't like that the last time I come. But anyway, and I tell you what, as well as a load of brambles, they need to be cut back, because I always, believe it or not folks, I do try and keep the wildlife area under control. It's just been the weather. But now it's starting to get sunny, and hopefully it won't rain anymore. Things might pick up. Now I'll take you through to the allotment bit. Now folks, I'm disgraced with myself. My allotment's never been this messy where I grow stuff. There's the fence, that's the wildlife area, this is where I grow stuff. I've got a hedgerow growing there. I put some apple and pear trees along here, but from there onwards it's always been cultivated. If you look back on my videos, you'll see. In 24 years of having this allotment, my garden has never been this messy. And it's just got on top of us folks. But it's the weather. It's been the weather, and this, out of the 24 years of growing vegetables on the allotment, this has been the worst year ever. I'll just spin you around. Over the 24 years that I've had this allotment, this is the worst it's ever been, and it's the worst year for growing I've ever known. And it's not just me, I've noticed a few other people on YouTube talking about it as well. It's really slow this year, so we're just going to have to, hopefully next year it'll be better. But anyway, I'll quickly spin you back round and I'll show you some other things. Spin! This side, man, it looks good. It doesn't look good. It looks a mess. But there's plenty of bees on there. I can see them from here on the comfrey. And this, I've never seen a thistle that big ever anywhere. So what I might do is have a little tidy around, get rid of all of this grass and stuff, which people pay a fortune for. Grass like that. I'll get rid of the cleavers and the grass and stuff, and I'll keep the magnificent thistle because I think it looks pretty cool. I've also today, one of these days when you've only got an hour and you start just doing other jobs, I pulled all the weeds and that out of the cow manure pile there. I've just left them to die back. I've just chopped them with the shears. But it looks as though the cows have been getting fed off raspberries, because none of these raspberry canes were there. They've just grew from the manure, which is interesting. These potatoes, they're doing all right. I've had an earthing up. I might give them a little more earthing up. I don't know. There's no sign of the other potatoes that I put in just yet. We'll see what happens with them. I've also been around the back of the brassica cage there, taking the weeds from there, and I'm going to start preparing this bit land here. I'll dig this over on Sunday, because this is where the climbing dwarf French beans are going this year. I haven't got a lot growing this year folks, to tell you the truth, but it's just nice to walk around with a bit of sun on my back. There's a beetroot, doing all right. The cabbages and the kale and the broccoli, don't know if you can see through there. That's not good, you can't even see, but they're doing all right still. It looks like I'm gonna have to get in there and do some weeding soon, because the weeds are just multiplying. These swede, they're doing all right as well. So it seems like they don't mind being transplanted so late. And the broad beans are doing all right as well. Starting to get a couple on there. Only one or two. That one's got covered by the net. But yet again, these should be well ahead of where they are now. Everything should be. The artichoke, got plenty on. Excuse the mess. This is my fire pit actually. This bit of corrugated iron, which is an old Anderson shelter, is my fire pit. So one day I'll just burn the lot. Get all of these, well, you can, if you've got stinging nettles, make stinging nettle tea and feed your plants with them. And if you have got stinging nettles on your ground, it means that you've got good soil. So there's a plus side. What else can I show you while I'm here? Annie's rose doing all right. It's like I say, it's just nice to have a walk around when it's actually sunny for a change. The apples on this tree are starting to come on, so I'll get the net on both sides, on that side as that side, keep the squirrels away, hopefully. These sweet peas look nice there, don't they? Nice little picture. See if I can get my name in there. No, Dave's Allotment Garden. Aye, they're nice. There's a squirrel in the tree there. Can you see it? Little bugger. He's watching us. Aye, nice sweet peas. And I don't know. Oh, there's a actual flower come on the everlasting sweet pea there, if you can see through the gap. Can you hear that? See if I can get a view of it. It's doing something. Don't know what it's doing actually. The greenhouse. Cucumbers are doing all right still. And these the dwarf French beans are up. I think they were the Blue Lake climbers, and they are the Ferrari ones. So at least something's growing. I mean, that it's the right time of year to sow the beans up in the northeast of England anyway. So they should do all right now that the weather's starting to catch up with itself. Show you the grapes, because they just double in size every time I come. Fantastic. Aye, so that's my little bit done for the day. I'll sign off in the shed. See you in a bit. Right, that's me done. I've done my little chore for the day. Well, I've done what I wanted to get done anyway. Keep the council happy and all that kind of thing. But as I was pottering on there, for a moment, I just thought, like, how could I let the garden get neglected like this? It's like I say, 24 years, it's never been this bad. Most of that is due to the weather, and most of that is due to me mental health at the start of the year. It wasn't in the best of places, and plus the weather. Every time I come to the garden, it was raining, and I did during the first 3 months of the year. I was getting rid of a lot of stuff, brambles and that, but my heart wasn't in it. And like I say, just before when I was pottering on, I was just thinking, you know, I miss doing this. I miss like pottering on, stuff like that. I've always said that gardening is good for the mind, body and soul, and it really is. Yesterday I was having a bit of a down day, bit of a bad day, and I just thought everything was getting on top of us. But I mentioned it on Facebook, and I got a lot of comments back. They really help. Comments as well. Comments on Facebook and YouTube really do help. Take me mind off things. So yeah, thank you all of yous that take the time to comment. I really should try and comment back, but I can just get that many. It would be an impossible mission. So thank you, folks. I've neglected me plot. I'm going to get it back into ship shape fashion, and by the end of the year, you're gonna go, wow, look at Dave's garden, that's amazing. Well, that's a plan anyway. So stay tuned, folks. I'll be back to my old self, and that's because of the help of yous guys. So thank you very much anyway. Cheers as always for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing and all that kind of thing. Really does mean a lot. Thank you, goodbye, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care now. Cheers.